In August of 2016, the CREEPZ Ghost Commandos were invited up to the Farrar Schoolhouse to help co-host a great paranormal event called Summer School. While there, we taught our class Commanding the Investigation, where you learn the proper techniques for not just investigating ghosts, but how to get into the location to investigate, how to remain professional from beginning to the end of the investigation, and how to talk with people during an investigation. Later that night, we teamed up with old friends Eric Klein and special guest Mike Ricksecker to investigate Farrar with the public, along with other distinguished paranormal specialists. Little did we know, our lessons would be put to the test when an altercation had to be quickly diffused, right at the beginning of the public investigation that night. But what was strange were the events leading up to this situation.
Okay, it's not me. It's not me.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, all the way to red. Uh-oh. Basically, a red means that it's very high spikes of electromagnetic activity.
So, something's disturbing.
That's super strong.
If there is somebody that's actually making that work, you can, personally, with my experience with that little device you're playing with over there, if you can make it go just to the orange, thank you. Now, we can use that as yes and no's. Orange can be no, red can be yes, and we can communicate with anybody in the room using that little device. Got that figured out. But you gotta be calm. You can't be all fidgety on that. Thank you.
You got a lot to say, whatever it is.
That's a little kid.
Yeah, it's flighty. It's so flighty.
It's, but if you want to talk to us, you have to calm down a little bit. Good. Now see if you can make it stop again.
This guy right here, he needs to leave. I told me to go myself.
You're cussing in front of my daughter.
No, I did not. I was sitting in there, me and my husband by ourselves. They came in and they turned a big light on,
My daughter did.
flashlight on the ball, and I asked them not to do that. He starts in.
Okay.
I said you're being rude, that's all.
Hang on, let's
You
just
had
divide
a
up
big
for a second.
flashlight on the ball. I asked him to stop, and he tells me to go myself.
All right, I understand.
Hold on,
It's okay. Can you join us in that room, please? We can go talk with him.
You're fine. You're cool.
I'm just gonna leave.
Dude, I understand. It's fine.
We'll
I got
talk
you.
to him later.
Dude, it's, yeah. Hey, you didn't, it's fine. That's how it happens. Were you in here? Yeah. Okay, let's go in here. After defusing the altercation, Alec and I joined the group, and we couldn't help but notice the strange feelings and experiences occurring just before the situation. That was awfully quick of an emotion to happen. I mean, right off the bat, as soon as the public investigation starts.
Just a note, with my camera here is fully charged battery and it's already down to one bar.
Oh, my.
Wow.
There was a lot going on over there.
That-
There was a lot going on, so
Specific
just
area.
trying to run out.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Josh, any analysis on this?
No, I'm still trying to get my head around it, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Especially with just the erratic pattern of K2 hits that we were getting, and now nothing.
Right.
Is there a closet in this room?
Did Eric fill you in on what happened?
No.
We ever have a K2s and rim pop, and so they were just kind of doing some random stuff, and we were picking up on children and kids a little bit. It was like the old days, and then I don't know what had happened, over there. You're just like, who's in charge here? And she came in, and that's when the CREEPZ guys came out and just talked with them, and she had left. I don't even know who she was, but she took off. And then the energy just felt different. It was like the dominant guy was coming out again.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing.
Was there still two people up in the principal's office?
I
Because there
don't
was
remember
two
seeing-
girls that were sitting up there, two ladies were sitting up there, and I'm like, I'll let you know, the principal, does make himself known up
Yeah.
on this area.
I don't know. I didn't look up there at the
I
time.
didn't know either.
If we hear anything.
First time I did my human dowsing rod experiment in Farrar was actually right down there in front of the stage. And that's that picture, I don't know if you've seen it, of the shadow mass moving over my head as I'm doing it. Like one picture didn't show much, and the next picture is like on me.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a pyramid triangle thing coming out of his arms of a shadow mass.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's pretty wild.
Right down there. Try 5 minutes of it, see what happens.
Do it, man.
Shadow man over me again.
Let's go for it.
In front of everybody, like it would, but you know, you never know.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Let me come back here. And I usually keep my eyes shut when I do this, so see things, feel things, see anything levitate towards me over my head, please let me know, because I won't be able to see it. I'll just feel it. I'll say what I'm getting, because I get visions and stuff when I do it. But. And again, this is not for just anyone to do, because it sometimes won't work for you, or you get yourself too vulnerable where something can do more than you bargained for. So basically, you set your boundaries with it. Say you're only allowed to maybe show me different visions of things, or whatever feels most comfortable for you, or just don't do it at all, I guess would be the best advice. See water, splashing water. A cold breeze in my right hand as it's moving. Is there anybody over on the other side of the auditorium? Energy is pointing on the other side of the auditorium to my left. You're saying something about my legs? I felt something in my kneecap.
Yeah, your legs are, they're kind of gotten darker. There's like a grayish, darkish
Same
around
mass
you.
again.
Shadow of Man, are you back?
Something.
Fall sunset. Heard something to my left. Like a sensation of something crawling on the floor. Noise over to my left. Cold breeze in left hand. Was that somebody's breath? No.
Well, I'd never seen that performed before, but I did enjoy it.
You guys sense things and stuff? What happened?
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was getting further, like suffocating from you guys as I was asking some questions. That's why I came out of it.
Hey, Eric, the only word that we got on the obelisk up here is when you're introducing the dowsing rods, the word was angry. That's the only thing that came through.
Nice.
I keep getting a shadow mass back there.
Yeah.
It just keeps kind of sucking everything else in there.
And as you were talking about my legs, though, that was validation because I was feeling something weird going on down there.
On the camera, your legs were
It's getting darker and
getting
darker.
dark and out of focus.
Blending.
Adam, was your footage the same? Can you confirm?
I tried not to move as much as possible, but I mean, I didn't notice anything on this because I have a very wide shot of you, so I wasn't zoomed in or anything. After Eric's human dowsing experiment, we made our way to Mrs. Martin's room, where we were getting unusual activity with the REM pod. Mrs. Martin's room. That's actually fact. Still written above the doorway, I think. Yeah.
Was the teacher at the time?
If you're in here with us and just sort of hanging out with us, you know, hanging around the walls or the edges, No need to fear us. We don't want to be afraid of you either. We just want to talk to you. Want to find out why you're here. This is an opportunity for you to share your story. And maybe by sharing your story,
There you are.
Good job.
maybe by sharing your story, we can find out who you are and maybe help you in some way. If you're talking to us, we here on this side cannot hear you all that well, but our devices can. Stick close to these devices and they can help you communicate with us.
You're okay to analyze the scientific equipment. Observe it. You'll find the scientific equipment with the red light.
There you go.
I was just what I was getting ready to show you is that if you want to show me, that's fine, and show us. That's good too. But I just want to make sure that it doesn't hurt you in any way. When I wave my hand near it, it doesn't hurt me at all. It just detects my presence. We can try simple yes and no answers. You can wave your hand over the red light for yes questions. Wave it over once for yes. Wave it over twice for no.
Battery just went from full to half.
If you're wondering what the device is next to the red light, looks like a little screen. Has little blinking lights on it that keep fluctuating to the right very frequently. If you can get close to that while trying to speak to us, it may be able to pick up the words you're trying to tell us.
Don't be afraid. We're just curious about you, who you are, where you're from. We want to reach out and become friends.
Thanks for coming back. I know you left briefly. So that bad memory I mentioned probably scared you away. Apologize.
Is there something about yourself you'd like to tell us? Maybe a story? We'd just like to get to know you.
Whoa,
What?
camera just shut itself off.
Yeah, it did.
What the hell? Still had half a battery.
Did your camera shut
Yeah,
off right
battery's
before
Interesting.
What the hell?
that big thing happened upstairs?
It was just about to. It was like right. It went 3, 2. It was on 3, for a
We
little
came
while.
into the room
And
with-
it was like 2 for like a minute, and then it went all the way down to 1.
Huh.
You could tell it was like just about to go. I turned it off.
Are you a young girl?
Thank you.
My K2 is going off like crazy back here.
Yep, I see it. Very good.
Alec, what was the kitchen lady's name? Marie.
Marie.
There is also a name that I remember from a long time ago, Jerica.
Jerica. Do you know of the name Jerica or Marie?
Thank you.
You want us to go somewhere else? Yes? Or yeah, do you want us to leave? Just leave the building? That might be a yes.
You're welcome. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I just felt like you pulled my hair up.
If you want us to leave and then has a door open, then you wait to say yes.
As if saying, there you go.
Yeah, there's the door.
Anything on the obvious end?
Nothing.
The quietest I've ever seen one.
Sure.
Usually you still get residual bleed over of some kind.
Right.
And there's nothing.
Try spirit box.
Ooh, yet to do that, haven't we?
You up for just a quick session?
It says yes.
Okay.
So you want to talk to us then?
To talk to us?
Spirit box.
Can the little girl come to the classroom, please?
Sir? My name is Mike. What's your name? Same voice.
That was the same voice, yeah.
The younger kid.
Say your name one more time, please.
Robert?
We concluded our session in Mrs. Martin's room and continued on to our next location within Farrar. But before the night was over, we headed to the boiler room to attempt an experiment we've been wanting to try. The results of this experiment left us amazed at what we captured on our camera.
I want to kind of address the energies that happened really since 2011-12 time frame in this boiler room. Boiler room things didn't used to get thrown. Yeah, and it's on this side. Notice that. Something not so nice manifest, kind of stick around in this room. Something that throws objects. I think we've seen you before, some of us have. Manifest, you've gotten quiet in here, kind of, but not, yeah.
Yeah.
But not to where I can lay down and take a nap quiet, not that kind of quiet. You're still here. Jared, any new impressions you're getting so far? I'm working on this guy.
Yeah, he's just, it's this constant flux. It's almost like a camouflage.
You have a
It's
cloak?
radiating energy signatures over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I'm using he just as a reference. I don't
Think this
feel
thing
like-
really has gender.
Yeah, I don't think it has even an identity. And I think that's half the issue.
It's like it wants to let you know that it's here, but it doesn't want to let you know anything specific about it.
I'm not even sure it knows anything specific about itself.
It's an interesting concept.
I really get that.
Because it seems to me, you know, it's like if he's elusive to one sensitive in hopes that guard will come down. It's like, oh, he's gone. It's gone. People are starting to trickle out. There's less people in here now. It's, I mean, perfect setup for a recipe for something.
We'll try something. Oh. What I'm doing is I researched the Native American tribes that were in the area. A while back, on a public investigation like this, we were investigating outside, and we got a couple of responses that kind of related to the Native Americans in the area. There were responses that pointed in that direction.
Who does this land belong to?
Someone's trying to come through, it sounds like.
Could you repeat that for me, please? It almost sounded like it said something Indian.
Yeah,
Did.
it
I
did.
thought it said Indian.
You think?
And I found a few words that I thought I'd try spitting out myself, because maybe that's just it. Maybe they don't understand the language we're saying. And the first word I used was aho, which means hello. Just then, a light anomaly appears to approach me, then turns around after I say aho. What is fascinating about this is that the woman holding the camera seems to be noticing something. The woman even looks down at the anomaly when it disappears right next to her. Here's the enhanced footage of what was captured. And the first word I used was aho, which means hello. And the first word I used was aho, which means hello. Could this be the entity that is haunting Farrar?